It sound right, boy.
What's going on, guys? How's it going? Welcome back to 4-5 Fans. This is a show for the fans, by the fans, and I'm so happy you guys are coming back for our 10th episode. All right, I'm joined as always with Masood, Master Masood, our voice of reason, MJ, our Twitter correspondent, Mystic Sam, our very own version of the bad guy, and I'm Money. Welcome back. This week we're going to be talking about UFC 258, USMAN versus Burns. We're going to get into that fight card. We're also going to be talking about a lot of news happening this week with Nate Diaz, Dana White interviews, the lightweight division, all kinds of other news coming out of Twitter this week. And before we get into everything, don't forget to like, subscribe, follow us on Twitter, get in the comments, make sure you get in there. Let us know what you think of the fights that are coming up and also what you think of the show as well. All right, guys, so let's get into it. This week, UFC 258, headlined by Usman, Kamaru Usman versus Gilbert Burns. And they're fighting for the welterweight UFC championship. And before we get into that fight, because we're going to be talking extensively about what could go down in there, let's just give a quick shout out to some of the fighters that you might want to look out for this weekend. They don't have the biggest names, but there might be very good fights. So just starting off the night, probably very early in the night, if you can get to it, is Jillian Robertson versus Miranda Maverick. Miranda Maverick, I think, is a fighter to look out for, and they kind of give her Jillian. I think it's going to be a brutal affair for Jillian. So Miranda Maverick, that's a fighter to
we'll see,
look out for. She's been losing, man.
Yeah,
not looking good.
Maybe I just don't want to see her lose because she's from Canada. But
yeah, but let's just leave it at that. Let's see what we're gonna get from that fight. Another fighter from the prelims that to look out for is Rodolfo Vieira, I believe. He's an undefeated fighter coming in from Brazil. Has excellent jiu-jitsu skills, and is looking to start off, strong in the featured prelim against Anthony
just to
Hernandez.
add, he's got 100% finish rate in all his fights. So 7 wins, 7 finishes.
Yeah, man, looks like a
2 submissions, killer. I think. 5 KOs, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, he's had 2 arm triangle submissions in the UFC since he joined the UFC. So he's somebody to look out for sure.
Yeah, that's gonna be a great fight. Yeah, that's gonna be a great fight. That's gonna be the featured prelim just before the main card. So look out for that fight. It's probably gonna be a nice one. Probably the fight we're gonna be seeing highlights of after the night. Going into the main card, there were some cancellations, and it's not looking like the most shiniest and brightest of cards we have seen UFC put out in recent times, especially for a pay-per-view event headlined by a championship fight. So some of the fights, just to name them off, is Maki Patola versus Julian Marquez. I mean, it's gonna be a relatively evenly matched up, I think, and both fighters are gonna be looking to kind of prove themselves, and they are starting the night off. So hopefully some of the other fighters that have been bumped up on this card kind of step it up and give us some performances that we may not be expecting otherwise. Ricky Simon and Brian Kelleher, a fight that Merad has been on the lookout for a while.
That I one mentioned got pushed up 3 weeks ago. You all laughed. And this
this fight was originally on the early prelim card. That's how lame it's. I'm joking though. It's been pushed up. It's been pushed up to the main card.
But I thought if anyone's gonna get pushed up, it's gonna be either Vieira or Bilal Muhammad. That fight is also good.
Yeah, I'm not really sure how they're going up with the time slots and such, because later on we have Kevin Gastelum versus Ian Heinisch, which is I guess an interesting fight. It's hard to say. It could be one of those like really good ones or like really awful ones. I'm not sure which way to lean.
Kelvin Gastelum that always brings it, man. He always brings it. It's gonna be a good one.
His last fight,
he does a lot of mistakes.
I mean, that was
my
one
God.
fight. Come on, that was one
Yeah,
fight.
yeah.
But I don't think he's a smart fighter at all.
Well,
Yeah,
no,
have you seen his match
disagree.
against Israel?
Well, yeah,
Probably
okay,
not.
so okay, so yeah, I've seen that
Didn't
match.
that guy like match
He-
of no? That
he's
wasn't
the
match of
only he's
decade.
the only guy that knocked down Israel or something. But he even messed up in that match too. You hit the guy. The guy is wobbling. We clearly can finish the guy, and you go for a takedown, and that's when the downfall started because he was about to finish the fight. He could finish the fight. So
Can't say
sometimes
he's not a smart fighter. He's a pretty smart fighter, man.
I don't know.
Yeah.
He made mistakes. He's made mistakes.
Yeah.
But,
So the last fight, he just gave the leg to the guy. Like he just gave the leg to the guy, and he just did the leg bar or whatever you call it. So you don't want to do that.
Got an
Anyway,
ankle
sure,
lock on
but,
him, I think.
ankle lock.
Just one thing that really caught my attention, just watching him, do the interviews and all that. I thought actually, I'm not talking about his fight IQ, but like just overall the way he's handling this whole situation. I thought he's actually pretty smart, and that it kind of reminds me of Dustin Poirier 3 weeks ago. He's really humble. Kevin Gastelum. He's really humble right now. He's not talking trash. He's just he's keeping a level head, and I think that's really smart to do, especially in his situation.
What does it have to do with fight IQ?
Well, I'm gonna tell you why, because this is how you get like you win a fight, or you lose a fight before it's even started. I'm just saying the way he's handling this whole situation, it just looks like his head is in the game and he's focusing on the right things, rather than just trying to like
I'm not saying
himself with
he's a
extra.
great fighter. I want him to win. I wanted him to win the last fight too. I want him to win, but I'm just saying like
Same, definitely. I
he-
don't like
he
Ian
doesn't-
Heinisch at all.
he doesn't when he's in the fight. I don't know if he gets too excited or something. Maybe some fighters are like that, but I'm just saying in some critical situations he doesn't get it right
for
decision.
sure.
And it's not only
just
his
it's just
last
a matter of whether we're gonna see that the warrior back, the same fighter that
Yeah. Yeah, but the game is no joke, man. Like it's not boxing. If you do a mistake, you can maybe recover something. If you do a mistake, you get submitted. If you do a mistake, you get knocked down. I think he's a great fighter. I think if he fights with a better IQ, he would have a better record than what his record is not bad though. I'm just saying he would have a better record. Like I think he could easily finish Israel, but he didn't continue punching. Like when
Easily.
A fighter who plays a chess match with Izzy does not have a low fighting
hold
IQ.
on. No, okay. It's not about like he chose.
If he had a low fighting IQ, he would have been finished.
Okay, but my point is that obviously Israel. Now you're saying Israel is a great fighter. At the time, you didn't know.
I did know.
All I'm saying, you didn't know as much.
What are you talking about? Okay.
You didn't know as much.
What you talking about, Willis?
No, but I'm just saying, like he could finish Israel and he didn't because he just switched to takedown and he couldn't even take the takedown. So I don't know.
I don't think that's the case.
Maybe he was hurt. Maybe there was something.
No, I'm talking.
No.
No. The moment in the fight that I'm talking about is the moment that he stunned Israel and he didn't continue.
I think if he could have finished Israel, he would have finished Israel. The fact that he didn't shows that he couldn't. And
he got the wrong decision.
Doesn't make him any less of a fighter.
It doesn't make him less of a fighter, but he doesn't have a good IQ in fighting. That's it. So if you're a fan or something, don't get offended.
No. That's easy to say, especially after his last performance against Jack Hermanson. The fight was like 30 seconds, or I don't know if I'm.
Yeah, you can write it off both ways. You can write it off saying it just got caught with a simple mistake, and it happens. Or you can say like, oh, he's prone to mistakes and he always will be. It's one way or another. But in my opinion, one thing that Calvin Gastelum right now has, because that fight last fight ended so quickly, is he has a lot more energy, a lot more stamina built up, probably a lot more training as well. And the fact that you say
more hunger.
He seems more centered and such in the interviews and such. perhaps could be because, you know, he knows that it was a disappointing performance last time out, and he really needs to go out and get it this one. Who he's fighting though, Ian Heinisch, they're very similar fighters, you know, very similar in terms of style and what they do. I would say Ian Heinisch probably would look for to the grappling more than Gaslam, but Gaslam is definitely a very experienced grappler, a very good grappler as well. I mean, not necessarily a BJJ, but wrestler wise, he's great. And although I think that Ian Heinisch will most likely have like he's kind of taller, so he'll be like heavier on top in a sense. So if he does go to those grappling exchanges and Heinisch ends up on top, I don't think it's gonna work out so well. I think Gaslam needs to keep it standing. I think he'll probably be able to do a much better job standing than Ian Heinisch. Ian Heinisch does not impress me in terms of his striking.
Yeah, and look at the caliber of fighters that Kelvin Gastelum has fought in the UFC.
Absolutely.
Compared to Ian Heinisch. I mean,
he's been in there, been done
against, against the best of the best. You know, Darren Till, Izzy, I mean, Jacare Souza, Michael
he's a fighter
Bisping,
from the
Chris
Ultimate
Weidman,
Fighter.
Johnny
He's a
Hendricks.
better fighter. He's
I
a
can
better
go on.
fighter. So
he is a fighter from the Ultimate Fighter. Originally, he was a welterweight in the Ultimate Fighter. And he's been in the UFC for a long time.
He won that season, right?
Yeah, he was the winner.
Yeah.
In the weigh-ins, I saw a big size difference, though. That kind of scared me a little between
Ian
Kelvin
Heinisch,
and Ian
he is
Heinisch.
2 inches taller.
Yeah, and he's a bit bulkier.
But they have
you know?
comparable reach. They have like very similar reach.
Yeah.
So yeah, I say in the grappling exchanges, Heinisch was probably gonna be more dominant on top. But you know, we'll see how Gastelum goes, because Gastelum is a good wrestler as well. Anyways, this is probably the only other fight that's relatively exciting on this card. For the life of me, I cannot figure out why the co-main event of a pay-per-view UFC event is Macy Barber versus Alexa Grasso.
I don't know, Monty. I think.
Like, it's nothing against the fighters.
Yeah.
It's just about like the hype and all the you know, advertisement, marketing, and stuff like.
Yeah. I think they did it because to just promote women and UFC. Maybe
I don't think so. I think
like,
I don't know. But again, it's just my opinion. I think they went with them because they thought this is gonna be a good fight, and I think it's gonna be an exciting fight for sure. So maybe they thought, you know, it's co-main event worthy. Because they're both young. They're both, I think, 27, 28. And a win would mean that either of them could get into that top 10. And their styles are pretty similar. Grasso has better striking, in my opinion.
Macy Barber is 22, dude.
she's never finished.
22.
Yeah.
She only lost
Grasso's 27.
Yeah.
But Macy, wow, 22. So see, they're both super young. Yeah.
22 co-main event
22 is-
pay-per-view.
Yeah,
What?
that's a huge disrespect to Gastelum,
Kevin Gastelum
to,
for sure.
to the rest
Well,
of
I
these
mean,
guys. man.
Gastelum is coming off
Bilal
of,
Muhammad,
Gastelum
even
is coming
Bilal.
off of some losses. But yeah, Bilal Muhammad, especially after all those cancellations, you would have thought, he'd at least be in the main card.
Well, yeah, I think it depends how you're looking at. If you're looking at like based on experience and stuff like that, like yes, there's disrespect to Kelvin Gastelum and other fighters. But like if you're thinking about future and the plans that UFC have, maybe it makes sense to them. You don't know what plans they have for future. Maybe they think this is gonna be a good fight.
To hype people up, for sure.
And then Macy.
It better be a good fight.
Yeah, and then Macy is a rising
They're
star.
Well,
gambling.
I think it's gonna be I don't know. I'm just saying. based
Number
on the style.
15th versus number 10th.
But
Co-main
Macy
event
is a great fighter.
258.
You're just having none of it, eh?
Her only loss is by decision. So her only loss is by decision.
15th and 10th in flyweight. Where like there's no contenders whatsoever.
Yeah, hasn't faced the top contender, even once.
Shevchenko is just like chilling on Florida Beach
Shevchenko can get drunk on Friday
with that
night,
belt.
come on Saturday and beat these guys up. I swear to God.
Simple as like she has no worries about anyone coming near her belt.
Yeah, no.
Anyway,
Yeah. Same way, the same way Amanda
Oh my
Nunes
God.
is chilling.
Oh,
Shevchenko
God.
is.
Amanda Nunes, yeah, she's coming up against Megan Anderson. Megan Anderson is tall. I just saw a couple of pictures. Damn, she is a tall fighter.
Today's her birthday, I think.
Yep.
Yep. Happy birthday, Megan Anderson.
Happy birthday, Megan Anderson.
And Tony
Wonder
Ferguson
Boy.
and
Tony
Wonder Boy.
Ferguson, yeah.
Yeah, it's odd. It's odd how they all fall.
Yeah.
Anyways, let's move on to the main event, guys, because that's what anyone is probably gonna come to see tomorrow night anyway.
Sorry, go ahead.
Sorry, go ahead. What were you gonna say?
I was gonna say I really hope Bobby Green versus Jim Miller happen tomorrow night, but it's unfortunate what happened.
I mean,
Yeah, Bobby Green, versus Jim Miller got canceled.
Yeah.
So there's not even the slightest chance it might happen.
No, they don't take chances like that. He for sure had problems because he fainted because of his weight cut.
Yeah.
Whenever you hear that, it's just he's done. You know.
That would have been a banger, man. Bobby Green always brings it.
Yeah, I thought it was a good
boxing.
matchup as well.
Yeah.
I mean, in terms
Great
of
grappling.
where both fighters are at in their careers, I think that would have been good.
Yeah.
Anyways,
These weight cuts, man.
Yeah.
I'm sure we'll get to see it in the next few weeks. No worries.
Let's move on.
Yeah, let's go to the main event, man. Gilbert Burns versus Kamaru Usman for the UFC welterweight title. Kamaru Usman coming in, what is it, 12-0? 12-0 streak? What's the streak?
In the UFC, yeah, I think
Yeah.
so. Yeah.
Overall, I think. Anyways, but he's coming in.
Let me check. Hold on.
His overall is 17 and
17-1.
No, his
17-1.
streak. I don't know if it's all in the UFC.
I'll tell you in a
Okay,
second.
okay.
Yeah, his streak is definitely not on
so-
the not
I'm
all
checking.
in the
Hold
UFC.
on. Master, I'm checking. Don't worry.
Either way,
It's 11.
11.
it's 11. Okay, so 11 fight win streak going for the 12th. Someone mentioned that he's gonna break GSP's record, but didn't GSP's record be 13 fights?
He's not gonna beat it. I think he's gonna get to his record.
He's gonna match it or
He's gonna
something.
match
Match it, yeah,
GSP.
I think so.
Yeah, winning this.
I don't know. I think it might also be title fights. I'm not
Sorry,
sure.
guys. 12 win streak. My bad. 12.
Oh, so it is. He is on
Yeah.
12
Okay,
and 0.
so
So
he-
yeah, he'll match GSP
he's
on
gonna
13 and 0.
match.
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
If he gets the victory, but against Gilbert Burns, a very good contender, I think, in terms of his style. So a heavy wrestler coming up against a wrestler who is a BJJ practitioner from childhood.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you guys think of this one?
And former teammates. So that also adds to the dynamic.
Yeah, I want to mention
Right.
that these guys have had over 200 rounds of sparring against each other. They know each
200
other
rounds,
over
wow.
200 rounds. They know each other so well. They know each other's styles very well.
Wow.
I mean, they used to be teammates, right? And
Yeah.
then Kamaru Usman left, and Gilbert Burns is also training with people who used to train with Usman in the past.
And that's recent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
So Gilbert Burns left the gym, basically?
Usman, I believe.
Usman left.
Usman left the gym.
And
Oh.
Gilbert Burns is now training with guys who also trained
okay.
a lot with Usman and know his style. So it's man, I think this is gonna be the hardest challenge for Usman to date.
So
Fighting
Masood,
Gilbert Burns.
One point to mention is that the Gilbert Burns in his interview in the press conference, he said his coach won't be in his corner because the coach that used to be Usman's coach too, he won't be on his
He's
corner.
not
So
going to be
it's
coaching.
his- yeah. So it's his training
Burns.
partner or something. Yeah.
But he still has the whole camp and everyone else.
Yeah, I know. I'm just
yeah.
pointing it out. So
So
Yeah.
I was actually going to ask you guys a question regarding that. So this is kind of the big question right now. You know, who has the advantage? Is it Usman for going out? You know, like trying out different camps, trying
Of
out
course.
different gyms. You know, because he actually claims that he has learned way more. You know, because of these new experiences, or does Burns has the advantage, as he said, sticking with the
Usman.
same people, staying at the same gym, people who know Usman, and his weaknesses, his strengths. Who do you guys think has the advantage here?
Well, you can look at it from both angles for sure. One thing that I didn't understand was why Usman left the gym and not Burns left the gym. Usually, when you're the champion, you don't want to be displaced in even in a metaphorical sense, from your own gym. And the fact that he kind of left, I'm
He
not
said
sure whether that was a show of weakness or not.
no. He said that on his on the UFC promotion thing. He said that I left because I wanted to go to a higher level, and he also mentioned that he doesn't want to overtrain or like I don't know. He doesn't want to overtrain his body or something like that. That's what he said. So I don't know.
Well, yeah, I mean that would be the logical thing to say when
Yeah.
you're
So he
changing
left
gyms, right?
right
Like
now.
I'm
Yeah,
not buying it necessarily, but
he
Gilbert
left.
Burns, there's an advantage in continuity and familiarity, and Gilbert Burns being in the same environment, being around his same coaches, doing what he's been doing that has been so successful in the past in the UFC, in the welterweights at least. I mean, he had a little bit of a hiccup at lightweight, but as soon as he's moved up to welterweight, you see that extra bulk on him, and you see that he belongs there in that weight division, basically.
And guess what? He has the, sorry to interrupt you.
No worries.
He has that speed of a lightweight and the power of like a middleweight. You know what I mean? He's got power of a middleweight, speed of a lightweight, and now he's at welterweight. I think this is a perfect division for him. I mean, he got finished by Hooker in lightweight, right? But since he's gone up to welterweight, he's been doing very well. And I don't think he has the overall advantage over Kamaru Usman, maybe speed wise, maybe power wise. But Kamaru Usman, man, like especially in the championship rounds, Gilbert Burns doesn't have the advantage in the championship rounds 4 and 5. Kamaru Usman has had plenty of experience in those rounds.
Yeah,
And
100%.
honestly, overall,
Yeah.
I would still give the overall advantage to Kamaru Usman, but I do believe that Gilbert Burns is a very, serious challenge for Kamaru Usman with his
Yeah.
with his unbelievable jiu-jitsu skills, with his power, with his speed, and with his heart. He's got heart, man.
Yeah,
For
lots
sure,
of
yeah.
it.
And with his experience with Kamaru Usman, they both. I mean, that's an advantage for both of them.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's gonna be a great fight in a
Yeah,
very
right now
boring
between everyone-
fight card.
Yeah. Yeah, I think Burns has the best chance out of everyone in the mix right now. That top 5, top 6. I think
He
Yeah,
earned it.
definitely. He
He earned
definitely
it.
possesses the skill set to be able to dethrone Usman. One thing that about Usman, I don't necessarily know whether it's the case or not, but he's been the champion for a while now, and he's been living the champ life for a couple of years. He's making TV appearances and doing this and that. Does he have the same hunger that Gilbert Burns brings to the table? I mean, Gilbert Burns is fighter to translator this year, doing everything in
Yeah.
between for the
Yeah.
UFC. So
And
there's
with the
no
whole-
question his will.
Yeah,
I
with
think-
the whole COVID, I'm sorry, with the whole COVID, he's now he's just
Yeah, he
itching
took
to
the
get back,
opportunity,
right?
right?
Yeah, because he was scheduled to fight 5-6 months ago, so
Yeah.
he's just that more hungry.
Well, I think in paper and in everything, Usman has the advantage. He has a better stand up. And just back to your question, Mara, that you asked if he has the advantage because he left the gym. For sure, he has. 100%.
Usman,
Yeah.
are you
because
saying because of his new coach,
I don't care. I'm
Trevor
just saying.
Whitman?
I'm just saying. No,
Okay.
Trevor Whitman is a good
He's
coach.
a great coach.
But it's a like for sure your coach has to be a good coach. But the point is, the more different fighters you train with, and the more different coaches you work with, the more you learn. That's the end
Yeah,
of the
so that's basically
like,
the same
if you-
argument that Kamaru brought up. He's like, I already had more experience than him, and now I'm gaining even more experience. I'm learning new techniques. I'm learning.
Yeah,
You know,
so I was
like,
saying he worked with he works now right now he worked with two coach and you have different like in every like for example AKA is the focus is more on grappling. Like when you go to like Trevor Whitman, he's better in boxing. So the more you work with different coaches and you go to different gyms, the better fighter you come with. Now, in point of like if it's a betrayal to leave the one gym to another, that's a whole different story. But I'm just saying it's better for you. We've seen like if I want to give you an example, like TJ Dillashaw, everyone was saying he's bad that he left this gym and that gym, but he became a better fighter overall. If you look at GSP, he maybe didn't change his gym, but he trained with many different fighters. GSP trained with everyone, so it's really good for you if you change your partners and stuff like that. And also, Kamaru Usman, I think in point of the game plan is pretty simple. You just have to stand up and that's it. Because in a stand-up he has a really high chance. He has a better stand-up. And if you look at Gilbert Burns, that's the only area that I'm not saying he's lacking, but compared to other areas, he's not that great because he's been only caught and lost by decision. He's never been submitted. So that's a simple strategy. And in point of strength, I think Usman he's more powerful overall. Whether it's punching power or it's a grappling power. So overall, this on paper is Usman, but you never know, guys, because we predict these stuff, and next week we come back. You don't want to go back to last week and see what you
so
said.
yeah, you got a boxing. Takes me to my second question, kind of. So we know you start the fight on your feet. Every round starts on your feet. So we know we're gonna see a lot of striking in this fight. But what do you guys think is gonna happen once they go to the ground? And I don't say if, I say once, because I know that this fight's gonna go to the ground
You don't know, actually.
At some point, 5 rounds, man.
I'm
it's
not
gonna
so
go to-
sure, actually.
No?
There's a chance that Kamaru Usman is able to withstand any sort of takedown that Burns tries. It's very possible.
That's right.
And it will always end up in a clinch and never on the ground. I can see that happening.
Exactly.
But if Gilbert is able to take the fight to the ground, like he's been successful if he's done that. Like his game plan has worked.
There is no way that Gilbert Burns can take Usman down.
So you wouldn't go for a takedown if you're Usman?
Like
Stop with these absolutes, man.
Yeah.
Damn, we just said we don't want
Someone
to look
is
foolish
all
next week.
absolutes.
Let's go.
This guy has no fight IQ. He has none. Zero fight IQ.
No, but
Because
he
a
made one
farmer.
mistake.
okay,
He made
hold on. You really think he can
No
take him
way.
down? You really think he can take him down? You
You
really
were
think
saying-
Gilbert Burns can take
It's
him down?
possible, man.
It
It's
is-
definitely
everything's
possible,
possible, man.
because
Okay.
Gilbert Burns is like a kind of a short, stumpy guy.
Okay,
and
okay.
and with a low center of gravity,
Okay.
that really helps in that
Okay.
sense.
I did it. Money just completely dissed the guy. Okay, I'm just saying. Like,
He actually backed him up. He was actually backing up Gilbert
You
But
don't
he
even
was-
understand what I'm
no,
saying.
but anyway, it was funny the way he
This
said it.
guy
But
has no brain cells.
no, okay. I take it back. I'm not saying he might be able to take Usman down, but if he takes Usman down, it's through some judo or something like that. Like he cannot take him down as a wrestler. He cannot take Usman down like that. If he does some judo technique, if he sweeps the leg or something like that, yeah, maybe. But other than that, he doesn't have a chance taking him down
I mean-
because
I
Usman
mean,
is a wrestler.
I mean, listen, in like MMA, if it was a wrestling match, you may have been right. But in MMA, some situations, you get opportunities. Let's say Usman kicks Gilbert and he sees an opportunity and goes for a takedown. Times it right. You
What
never
if
know.
Gilbert
You
knocks
never
him
know
down, man?
You never know absolutely what's
knocks
going to
him
happen.
down and
Yeah,
gets on
yeah.
top.
Yeah, it's more possible that Gilbert knocks him down than just getting a single leg or double leg. or
Sure,
something.
absolutely, but
So,
it's still
yeah.
possible. That's what I'm trying
Or
to say.
even Usman decides to take the fight to the ground.
That's what I was asking too.
But
Usman has 100% takedown.
So yeah,
defense.
just to go back to my question, what do you guys think is
That's
gonna happen
insane.
once
there you
I
go.
don't
Someone
think-
is right. Someone was right.
I don't
So
think
once-
Usman is gonna take him down because if they've been training with each other before, for sure he's been submitted 200 times over there. You know what I mean? Like, so he's not gonna go for it.
Guys, we might see a
I
match.
don't think so.
We might see a match like Kobe versus Usman, two grapplers striking. You know,
That's
we
fine.
might see that.
Yeah, it probably will be like that, and clinch
second.
work because
Yeah.
we can't not have your clinch work when
Yeah.
you're seeing Usman, right?
Yeah. Also, you
Can't
never.
wait
Yeah,
for those
exactly.
toe stomps, right?
Yeah, I can see Usman. You know, he's a bigger guy. He looks like a bigger and stronger guy, trying to hold Burns against the cage and do some clinch work. You know.
Yeah, man.
He's
6
gonna
foot
test it
tall.
for
He has
sure.
a 5-inch
I
reach
think
advantage.
I think one thing Usman will do is that like after when it's only 1 minute left for the round to finish, that's when it's safe for him to go for takedown because then Gilbert Burns doesn't have that much time to set a submission or something like that. So that's possible too, but like it's not smart for Usman to just go for a takedown in the first minute of the first round or second round or any round.
No, of course not. I
like,
mean,
you have to-
logic would
yeah.
dictate that he wouldn't go for any third takedowns and try to stand up with him.
Yeah.
And we'll probably do a better job in the stand up if he is to able to keep it there.
He has better reach too, so right?
He has a massive reach, yeah.
So
Yeah, we'll see how that goes. Yeah.
other than the skill set and like the game plan and all that, do you guys think Burns has the mentality he needs
Yeah.
to become a champion?
Can I start?
Sure.
He has the mentality, 100%. I don't have the slightest doubt that he has the mentality, but he doesn't have those, championship round experience like Usman has.
Yeah.
So he will be tested. We will see truly if he has that mentality in rounds 4 and 5, if the fight gets to that point. So,
well, I don't know. He's been a jiu-jitsu guy before? How long is a jiu-jitsu match?
I mean, it's not that long.
Right?
It's not
It's not that
25
long,
minutes,
Yeah, I do question his stamina and endurance in the later rounds because I feel as though Usman has the advantage there 100%. I don't think this guy tires.
Yeah. Overall, I mean, I guess all 4 of us give the advantage to Usman for this.
Yeah. But what's your predictions?
Predictions.
Predictions. Okay.
I can see a decision win for Usman.
Safe,
I was gonna say
very
the same
safe.
thing. I was gonna say
Well,
the same.
that's the safest way.
Yeah, that's the same. Honestly, that is the
Usman decision.
yeah.
Are you gonna be adventurous, MJ?
Yeah, I was gonna say like third round KO by Burns.
You don't even believe in that.
Ugh.
You're just
Why
saying
not?
it.
Why
you
not?
No, man.
You just say
have you
something
not
different.
seen him? Have you not seen
you are-
have
you-
not
Second
seen him?
round submission.
You're, okay. it's fine.
Submission or KO?
I don't see him
I said third
KOing him
round.
at all.
My other guess would be
Oh, he's got the
Usman's
hands,
only
man. He's got the hands.
Usman's
Yeah,
only
but-
finish was submission. He was choked, right? I could see
Well,
maybe
yeah, he's
Burns
got a
can
good
pull a
chin.
submission off. I could see that.
Yeah, man. In one of those clinch situations, if he ends up on his back, gets his back Damian Maya style, oh man,
Yeah.
I
Or
would
get
love
a
to see
guillotine,
that.
you know.
You mean he pull guard or something?
No. In the clinch, Burns grabs his back and gets on a triangle on his back, and from the clinch, so like not even on the ground.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. Usman. is a
Da-
good wrestler.
Damian Maya style, guys.
It's
I don't
not.
know.
It's
The
not.
career
It's,
naked choke they could jump on his back, right?
it's not. It's not as easy to set a submission against a wrestler, but it's possible. So yeah, he can do that too.
I mean, a wrestler that doesn't know jiu-jitsu is pretty easy, to be honest. But if it's a wrestler that knows jiu-jitsu, that is extremely hard. Like
Hey,
Khabib, for example.
Yeah.
Or like Benil Dariush we
Exactly.
saw last week.
Yeah, but my point is that if it's a wrestler, he doesn't need to have a black belt. If he knows
No, exactly.
a wrestler belt, yeah, so he's fine.
If he's a blue belt level in jiu-jitsu and an elite wrestler, that's dangerous. But I can see one thing I can see is Usman going for a single or double leg and Burns pulls off a guillotine choke.
His best submission
That's-
is armbar, right?
That's likely, yeah.
I think Burns will be looking at any possibility to get a submission.
I mean,
just
he's
like
jiu-jitsu.
any opportunity.
His jiu-jitsu is so good, he can do
We might
anything.
even see like some
If he
sort of
gets it.
ankle roll or Inari roll or some shit like that.
We'll see.
Well, it might be that like you see for 4 rounds, Usman is beating Gilbert, and then in the last round he sets a submission or something like that. It's possible. It happened before, right?
Yeah, it's possible. Anyways, I really hope that Burns wins. I really want Burns to win. I despise Usman and his fighting style, and I just don't want him to even come near the same conversation as GSP because we will not hear the end of it. You guys know what I'm talking about. We will not.
Just one thing. All I hope is that I don't want it to see it goes against the fence and they're in clinch at all time, and it's just I don't want to see a dirt boxing for 25 minutes, right? You don't
well, prepare yourself for exactly that. If the paper is right,
yeah.
But let's hope it goes against the paper.
25 minutes of toe stumps, you know.
Yeah, that's what he meant. That's exactly what we're heading towards. You know, like the possibility of seeing that is very highly likely.
But clinch is really dangerous for Usman too, because
it's actually I think the safest place for Usman.
Okay, but if someone knows a really good judo man, you can easily take the guy down again when you're against the fence. And I think Gilbert knows. I don't know how much he knows.
I'm not sure.
I think it's very likely that this is gonna be the most boring card of the
year. Guys, don't come up with the bad vibe. Come on.
Yeah, this card does not strike.
Well, I mean, yeah, two of the fights canceled. Two of the main card fights.
Tomorrow.
We don't recommend this card. Do not watch.
Yeah, come back
next month for 2.
That's what I was saying. You know, they should have spread them out.
Okay,
let's talk about welterweight. No, let's talk about the welterweight division. What would happen after this fight? Let's say Usman wins.
Okay.
What do you do with the division? What do you do with the division?
I don't know, bro. I don't.
He was the closest guy to dethrone him.
Oh my god!
Do we just wait for Khamzat?
Well, I mean, this guy keeps like recovering and then getting sick again. So
give him Wonder Boy. Why not? Throw Wonder Boy in there against him.
That would be fun, but I wouldn't want to do that to Wonder Boy.
So before we get into that conversation, let's talk about another guy that might be in the mix.
Deserves.
You know what? I would love to see Khamzat versus Usman. I think he's the one to do it.
We're definitely gonna see that.
But we don't know, man. Apparently, COVID has changed him.
Yeah, that'd be sad. Imagine.
Changed his DNA.
Yeah,
guys,
he is no longer a killer.
He comes back. He goes Khamzat. He comes back. Michael Chiesa.
Oh my god.
That'd be sad.
Let's take a moment of silence.
Guys, I hope Wonder Boy gets the title shot at some point.
Me too.
Well, that's what I was gonna say. So I'm pretty sure you guys saw that Nate Diaz interview. Basically, he called out Dustin Poirier or Charles Oliveira.
Okay, what happened? We're going away from welterweight.
So that's what I'm saying. He wants to fight them at welterweight, which makes absolutely no sense.
That's not gonna happen,
right?
As soon as USADA allowed weed, I think this guy's been high 247.
Yeah, well, he was smoking.
Guys, as we talking right now,
during the interview,
welterweight ranking,
oh boy.
guys. Gilbert Burns, Kobe Covington, Leon Edwards, George Masvidal, and Wonder Boy.
Yeah, I was gonna get into that. Leon Edwards personally called out Diaz.
That would be a good
because of the comments he was making, towards the welterweight division, and he's like, the lightweight division is dead. So basically, Leon Edwards is talking some sense. He's like, you want to fight at welterweight, but you're calling out lightweights. Just come fight one of us, And he's got a point. So I mean, with Khamzat being canceled, I think that would make sense. Leon Edwards, Nate Diaz, and then
that would be a very good.
You have Wonder Boy, you got Covington. You can mix and match.
The division needs more activity, needs more fights to find out who deserves the next.
That's what I'm saying.
Title shot.
Nate Diaz could be a fun addition, to the mix.
Yeah, give a fight to Kobe, give a fight to Jorge, you know,
Kobe.
put these guys against each other.
Guys, here's the story. If they have to do a match, Kobe versus George Masvidal and Leon Edward against Wonder Boy. That's it. That's the match. And then
you know
after
what?
that,
Actually, that's good. What you just said. Yeah.
that's how what it needs logically. That's how it needs to happen. But in freaking UFC, you don't see that. You see number 2, it's fighting against number 6, or like I don't know. Sometimes we see weird shit, man. But that's how
Number 15th versus number 10th in the co-main event.
Oh my god.
Yo, what's that being fight of the year? I would laugh.
Yo, Dana White's gonna show off, you know.
The chance
what's
chance of me getting hit by a asteroid is higher.
Yeah, 100%.
Well, I mean, it could be a nominee, fight of the year nominee.
No.
I think, guys, they're doing this for their future plan. They want to kind of hype up later on, so that's why they put the co-main event.
Good luck to the UFC. Anyways, Nate Diaz. What's he on? I don't get it. Why does he want to fight these lightweights at welterweight?
Okay,
Why
guys,
isn't he just sticking to welterweight?
Just to say, lightweight division is dead. It's a joke.
That's
really a
stupid.
joke.
The reason why he wants to fight lightweight guys is because there's probably more money in the lightweight division than there is in the welterweight division. Clearly, look at the pay-per-view card tomorrow.
Bigger
Look at the
names,
pay-per-view card tomorrow. Tomorrow's card is not gonna make shit.
But
guys,
I think I know I get his point though. I think I don't know, maybe he just didn't like phrase it right. But I think what he was trying to say was that the lightweight division is dead to me, you know, because like to him, well, he had a point, you know, he already fought a lot of those guys, a lot of those top guys he's already beat, you know. He's like,
top
there's
guys.
nothing
He
else
beat the
for
top
me.
guys.
Well,
Who in the top 5 he found? Only the Conor.
Well, he fought Connor. He fought.
Did he fight Dustin? Did he fight Gagey, or did he fight Oliveira, or did he fight Chandler, or who? He didn't fight anyone.
Well,
So that's
no,
bullshit.
but we're talking
Okay,
like lightweight.
okay.
You know, like.
Okay,
some
guys,
years
I'm
ago,
a fan of Nate
I
Diaz
don't
too, but
He's
he
trying to
he
defend the
sucks.
guy. You know?
Like his last interview was shit, and then, like, guys, if you look at that interview with Ariel Helwani, the professionalism is at 0 level. He stands up, he checks his phone under his ass, and
Yeah.
he talks with his wife on the other side. I'm like, what's going on?
If it was anyone else, Helwani would have got super pissed.
Yeah.
Guys.
But and he even said it after. He's like, you know, it's Nate, man. What are you gonna do? You know. Yeah. So
That's funny.
I don't know. Should we even take that?
Dana White said he's actively looking for another fighter, another opponent for Leon Edwards, because he's kind of like done making the Khamzat fight apparently.
Yeah.
And so
were some
we might see
rumors-
Leon Edwards face someone, you know, in the
Kobe,
welterweight
there were
right now.
Rumors, him and Kobe might.
Kobe, that would be very interesting. I would love to see that. And honestly, anybody in the welterweight, just like Masood said, just get these guys against each other. What the
It's
hell's
not that
happening?
active.
Yeah, it's very inactive, man. This
Even
division
like
is very,
the higher 10 guys, you know, like
Yeah, man. Vicente Luque.
Luque and all,
I think
all
he's
the-
fighting soon though.
he's fighting Woodley.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
Who?
Oh,
Vicente
Woodley is
Luque.
still fighting? Oh, jeez.
Yeah,
Man,
Christ.
he's fighting Vicente Luque, man. That's a bad.
I
matchup
really
for-
hope Vicente Luque sends him into retirement, you
That's
know,
a
like
bad
by
matchup,
force,
man.
you know,
Yeah,
like by
I think he
force.
will.
Like he clearly is not getting it.
Yeah.
Luque's
terms
been
of-
looking really good lately.
Yeah, but he's a striker, right?
So,
So
money? You talking about Tyron Woodley?
Yeah.
Woodley
Yeah,
is
I know.
fighting.
His last fight was really bad.
Last
Oh,
three
last
fights has
three
been
fights.
disappointing, man.
But his last, like, really last fight, it was really bad.
Yeah, Gilbert Burns manhandled him. Just
No,
freaking
it was,
tossed him
last one
around.
was Kobe.
No,
Kobe,
that one was
Kobe
Kobe.
was
That
it,
one
yeah.
was
Oh,
Kobe.
sorry. Yeah,
So
I
we
That was
forgot
second
about
last
that
one.
one.
Yeah, Usman.
They're,
versus
all the
Kobe.
performances were so similar that they're all like
Yeah.
interchanging into one fight.
He basically had nothing to offer, you know, all 3 fights.
Absolutely
Okay,
don't
guys,
get
give
why
some
he's still
respect.
The
fighting.
thing is, welterweight fighters are just not that active, man. Like you have Wonder Boy that fights once a year. You have, you know, Kobe that fights
Yeah.
once a year. These guys fight once a
It's
year.
just, it's not the best division, man.
Listen, you know why I think that is? I think it's because there's not a lot of, you know,
It's very
like,
stagnant.
Yeah, not a lot of young blood
Yeah.
You know, not a lot of young fighters in that
Leon
division.
Edwards fought when 2 years ago,
Yeah,
year and a half ago.
Some people say it's also because of the weight. That the 170 is an odd weight for a lot of people, like for a lot
I
of
think
guys.
so. I think so.
Like 165 makes sense for a lot of guys, while 175 makes a whole lot of sense for a lot of other guys. And then 170 is just a confused between the two, and it's not working out for a lot of people.
It should have been called catch weight.
170 died for me
This
after
guy
GS.
again with his catch weight
After
nonsense.
after GSP
Absolute
left,
bollocks.
after GSP left, welterweight became dead to me. Some of the most boring championship fights have been in welterweight.
That's
Woodley versus Wonderboy 2. I always fucking fell asleep.
With some harsh fact.
Is that the fight that they hyped
true,
up
man.
and they said?
Yeah, I mean,
No, the first
I mean,
one was good. The second one was the most boring fights I've ever watched in my life.
A lot of
Woodley
toe kick,
versus
I guess.
yeah, and then you have Usman who comes in with his
All right, guys, let's move on. Let's move on to another thing that Dana White said, which was big about the lightweight division. And I know
That's the division.
Sam is just so excited to talk about it. Every week, when do we get to talk about the lightweight division? When do we get to talk about the lightweight division? Let's talk about the lightweight division. Dana White said Conor versus Dustin Poirier 3 is pretty much gonna be happening, but he also said it's not gonna be for the belt,
Good.
which
Good
makes
to hear
perfect sense,
thank you.
I think. But if it was for the belt, would anyone have said anything?
I
No.
would say. So.
I would.
But who are you guys?
Well, and
This is 45
and
fans, man. What are you talking
50%
about?
of, no, man. It's,
Nobody would have said anything.
no,
Everybody
read the
would have been
comments,
okay
man.
with it.
I
No,
read
no,
what people
I-
were saying online. No one would have, like, 50% of people would not have been happy with that.
Yeah, but I think
It's
people.
not fair,
say something
honestly.
funny. I think like.
Like, how do you?
50% of people lose the elections every 4 years.
No, but money. I
No,
think like
just
if you
okay.
look at that division.
Let's
I
not get
think
off
Dustin
topic.
Gaethje would say something. Charles Oliveira would say something. Everyone would say something.
Yeah, all I'm saying is that it doesn't make sense. If you
Yeah,
lose
we
a
clearly
fight,
have seen how Charles Oliveira holds a lot of weight so far.
Doesn't
He's been
make
nothing
sense.
but disrespected.
It
which
does
is
not
a
make sense
travesty.
to get a title fight after you lose a fight.
But one thing
just
that
makes
helped
no
that
sense.
along, though, I gotta point it out, is that Dustin Poirier is not even interested in the belt
Yeah. He was.
because you don't
wants
make
the
money
moolah.
with the belt apparently.
Well,
That's
he
sad.
said. He said, "I don't care what you do with lightweight division. To me, I'm the champion." And it was good political.
It was a great political
yeah,
line,
yeah,
but you
line.
know where it stems from.
Yeah.
You know that it's like I
Khabib-
don't want,
Khabib
I don't
said
want, I
that
don't, I
too.
don't want the belt when I'm making meals here.
Yeah.
Why would you?
And a lot of people are considering him the champ. You know, even Khabib said that to me. Dustin is the champion. You know, he already beat many of the top guys. So yeah, I guess
Yeah, Khabib can just shut it for now because all he's done was just divide this division up and insert uncertainty
No,
with
but he
X
didn't-
amount of time.
No, but he didn't come on. That's not fair to say that.
Why isn't he giving up on the belt? Why isn't he relinquishing and vacating it he's continuously talking? I don't get it.
No, but okay, but
He's giving it up though, doesn't he? He said
No,
he-
he's not. He's
I
clearly
blame-
not.
I blame Dana White
If-
for that.
he's
man.
talking, but he's not.
Alright, guys.
If it was serious about vacating, he would have done it already. He hasn't done it. He's waiting for another fight. You can be sure
Okay,
of that.
Okay.
Yeah, he might come
didn't-
back.
He didn't till Dustin and Connor fight. He was waiting for something exciting, but after that, even before that, he wanted to retire. You have to. Your point is right, but you have to consider that Dana is the one pushing, so you cannot put it on Khabib.
Dana clearly looked like he's like, I'm done pushing after the last time they met. Clearly, Dana
But did
even
you see
said
his last
what he
interview?
told him. He's like,
He said
Dana,
that,
don't kid
man.
yourself. I beat all these guys.
He
So
just-
he's like,
no,
he's
he's
like,
just saying
yeah,
that.
I'm done.
He's not done.
No,
he just
no.
said it again today. He's like,
Are they still?
he's like,
Hold on,
Khabib
hold
is
on.
clearly not done because if you're done, you just pick up the phone and say, I'm done. But if he's meeting up with me in Dubai, that means he's not done. That means he has something to say.
Okay, but
He
you
didn't
cannot
say
put it
what,
on-
but he just said he has something to say.
So these
So-
guys just continuously
Yeah, man,
contradicting
and-
each other every
Yeah,
week.
but all I'm saying is that you cannot put
I
it on
blame
Khabib
Dana White
because
more than
they-
Khabib.
exactly,
though,
exactly.
Like, Khabib's been saying that I want to retire. Like he even got like super emotional and like the story. But Dana White is just not letting go, and I understand why. He can make money off this guy, but I mean,
Yeah, and Dana said in his last interview was like, that's exactly the line. I'm not changing it. He said, I don't care what you guys say. I work with my fighters, and I don't care what Khabib says. I can see in his eyes that he's ready for another. So I don't know, like,
Do you
what you
guys
want to
think
think about
there's?
that. But
Do you guys think behind? Sorry,
go ahead, go ahead.
Rob. Do you guys think behind the closed doors they're working on Khabib versus GSP?
No way. That's
No?
just not gonna happen. That's just never gonna happen.
I
I
hope it
don't want
doesn't
to see it happen.
Honestly,
I
I
don't
don't
want
want
to
to
see
see
it
it
happen.
either.
It's the most bullshit fight you can ever. It's just, no, okay, but I'm asking you.
I'm just asking.
No. I'm asking a question because I'm thinking this way. I want to see if you guys think the same way. So let's say if they fight, I think Khabib is gonna win. Okay, if Khabib is gonna win, no one's gonna give him the credit. Everyone's gonna be like, yeah, GSP.
Yeah,
was
it's a stupid.
There's no point for
I
it.
mean, like
Stupid
4 years
matchup.
ago, it would
It's
have
just
made
a money
sense,
fight. It's just a
Yeah.
big mega money
Yeah.
fight.
I mean, at this point, they're not even money. I don't know, because
It is a
again,
money
like
fight.
like
It is
4
a
or 5
money
years
fight.
ago, sure, it would have been like it's really, I don't know, but I mean,
Yeah.
like
But at the
back
time,
then,
Khabib wasn't that. Khabib
yeah,
wasn't
yeah.
that
I
popular.
was just
so,
gonna say back then, Khabib wasn't the Khabib now, but
yeah. But
Oh well.
the thing is, like, overall, it's good that I'm happy that there's a trilogy, but it's not for build, so that's a good thing about that. But sometimes Dana White says like he's a great businessman, but I don't know. Sometimes he says some stuff you don't like to hear. So like I
And
personally didn't like to
apparently
hear.
that's happening sooner than later. They're talking late April, early May.
Connor needs 6 months off since the day they fought. No,
That's what I heard today. Dana was
well,
saying. So
well, that's
maybe
I don't know. You have to count if it's 6 months because like if you get knocked down, you need 6 months.
yeah, I
before you
know
get to
Connor
fight.
said he needs
So-
6 months, but I don't know. He was saying that they're looking at early May, late April. So
Yeah. Oh, we don't know, but
this seems a little rushed to me too. I think they gotta need.
well, I think it's not because if you remember after that fight, me and especially Masu said Connor has to fight in the next 3 months. But like I think he has to fight. It's not too late. I think
Not
it's
3
the
months,
timing.
maybe
Yeah.
like 3
I'm
to 5
joking.
months. Yeah.
I'm joking, but I'm with you on that. I think
Yeah.
I think it should like how much more time you need. It's especially when you just fought, like you know each other better. Then probably it's good to fight in 6 months or something.
Yeah. I say he fights. Sorry, go ahead.
And that's what just one last line. That's what makes lightweight division interesting because more activity there.
Yeah.
Compared to welterweight.
Welterweight.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd say it would be ideal if Connor fights one more time in the summer sometimes, and then one more time at the end of the year. Make it 3 times, you know. But
That's what he said. That's what he claimed, right?
yeah, that's how he's gonna, you know.
But I think
Hey,
one thing that's gonna help the welterweight, just because you mentioned, is a new champion. Like if Gilbert actually wins tomorrow, that might help. Just change it up a little bit.
You will see Colby and Usman rematch after that.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it will become a little more interesting, right? You see Usman, and then you might see Gilbert versus.
At least, yeah.
Yeah, you see some variety. Yeah.
But Money, one question I have for Money because he said he's mad with Khabib. Do you think he will? I think if someone, we need someone to come get the belt and defend the belt 3 times, 4 times, and then maybe that's when you see Khabib come back. That's the only way he comes back because other than that, there's no.
Okay, so give up the belt so someone has a chance.
He gave it up, bro. He did give it up. But
You guys are saying it like it's all Dana's fault.
Okay.
No, man, he clearly hasn't given up. He's going for 30 and all.
Hold on. Here's the point. So Dana, because of the situation of lightweight division and that third fight between Dustin and Connor, Dana doesn't want to. He doesn't want to just give a title fight right away. He wants other fighters to fight with each other, and his excuse is Khabib. So he's gonna use that excuse to just hold the belt and let those guys fight a bit, and the Connor and Dustin be over too, and then someone gets the belt right now. That's his strategy. That's how I think.
No, but you can't keep doing that. I mean, like right now, Dustin's not complaining as much because why? Because he's got the money fight with Connor. He's not. He's not gonna care. He's like,
Guys,
okay, I got my money fight. I don't care about the belt. But everyone else, you can't just keep doing that to them, man. They're gonna need answers.
yeah.
They're gonna need clear cut answers.
They should have, from the beginning, they should have done a small tournament and we wouldn't have all of this problem.
Exactly.
A small,
Yeah.
they were even down for it. Even Connor said he's down for it. They all said they're down for it. They should have,
Exactly.
they should introduce whenever, it's ideal and you have, certain amount of fighters, even amount of fighters who all deserve a title shot or are, heading towards a title. It seems ideal to me to have a tournament like Bellator does.
Yeah.
Test it out. Maybe it works out. Maybe, get higher viewers.
But you know how it works. You know how it
Yeah.
works.
Eventually it's gonna happen though.
I doubt it.
Masood,
I mean, it's happening
I
in other
think the UFC is too arrogant.
Masood, I think if Connor wasn't in the equation, they would do that. But they didn't do it because Connor was there, and
That's true, yeah.
that event. Let's be real, guys. That event was for him to win and get the title
Yeah.
shot out.
So here's my question, guys.
But anyway,
What happens if he loses again to Dustin?
retire.
To Connor.
Retirement.
You retire for sure.
I
100%.
because he already has the money and he wants to go with good reputation. Maybe he has one more fight, but the it won't be any race to belt anymore. It's just
If he is so
eager.
eager to fight the second best lightweight in the world again, that to prove a point, then he better prove a point. If it's not gonna prove a point, then there's nothing else for him afterwards.
Maybe he'll fight Nate Diaz for a trilogy. And
Yeah, that's what I said. Like he's gonna fight. Maybe I think he's gonna have one. If he loses this fight, he's gonna have one more fight, and then if he wins, he's gonna say goodbye. And probably that fight will be Nate or something, which is possible.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Yeah, it sounds a little fantastical, but
Yeah.
we'll see.
Anyway, but guys, to be honest, like the reason I like lightweight division, if you look at 1 to 5, like every fighter, they have a style of fighting, and all of them are interesting. Seriously, like look, Dustin, Gagey, Connor, Oliveira,
Connor's sixth.
yeah. Anyway, but like I'm saying everyone is interesting, but once you go to welterweight or other divisions, no division is like that. So they deserve to get paid more, I think, because they're more interesting. All of them fight more interesting.
I don't think it's fair Chandler's ahead of Connor, man.
Sorry?
I don't think it's fair that Chandler's ahead of Connor.
Well, I said it after the fight. Yeah, I said it, and you all thought I'm crazy. But
no, I never said that. No.
Well, I don't know.
No, but I'm really amazed. I can't believe that.
Yeah, Chandler's fourth.
Why? I don't know. I don't know what's the deal between Chandler and Dana, but Dana seems to really love Chandler. I swear to God. No, but one thing. Let's be honest with each other. What, like the fact that he was the man to fill up the fight between Justin and Khabib in case someone pulls out. That was complete bullshit. That was one of the worst shit I've ever seen. It was embarrassing for UFC. It was embarrassing for lightweight division because you have a bunch of good fighters there to just put someone from another organization there to just fill it up. Go fill up Gage's space in case if he's injured or something.
But who do you think they should have put though? They needed a backup fighter.
I don't know. I have to go back see how was the ranking at the time, but for sure you had options.
Yeah, but he was available, right? I don't know.
I think they wanted to make him fight on Fight Island first, but they couldn't get anyone to fight him. And then they're like, okay, we'll give you this instead. It was like trying to like keep him happy because he just signed a contract or something. I don't know. I maybe that's what happened. Yeah. But either way, UFC matchmaking is absolutely arbitrary. No logic whatsoever. Absolutely. It's just complete nonsense, and it's all based on just business models and whatever availability and staffing issues they can muster up basically. So their rankings are arbitrary.
In case you
It's
couldn't
all
tell, Money is not too happy with the UFC right now.
it's just all just complete
In case
BS.
that wasn't obvious,
It's just complete bullshit.
he's having
And
none of it tonight.
Well, okay, one question, Money. Now that you say this,
Maybe if the man, sorry, go ahead.
Oh, it's a question from all of you. So we say this, and I'm with you on that. But do you think maybe when you look at it as a whole thing, do you think UFC does a good job because it's growing? It's a growing company. It's a growing sport. So I don't know. We complain, but maybe sometimes they do a good job. We don't know really. Maybe the way they promote a fight sometimes it's good.
Well,
Like,
yeah, obviously they look at the the big picture. The long game is what the
oh, dude,
Ask
don't
it.
get me wrong. They could do everything else like really well. What they don't do well is take care of their fighters. That's
Oh, yeah.
and by take care of fighters, I really don't mean monetarily, because no, they do. They get good money. Like, that's not what I mean. I meant, like, in terms of their rankings, their trajectories, their matchups, stuff like that. It's not always down to the best for the fighter, like
They always have their
all
favorites.
other like things need to also align
Yeah.
in other aspects too, in business aspects and other ways.
And
But
some
like
fighters,
everything else, they do absolutely on
Okay.
point.
Masood,
like some fighters
Yes.
are always shafted while the others are being favored.
what's your
Yeah,
take on that?
and when they do that, it produces like still great shows, because all the other things they do is just on point.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think one day, maybe when in the next few decades, when they might start doing, some
The one thing that I have when I think about it, it's
once
just
Dana White is gone, Dana,
yeah.
And the
No.
streamers are back.
But guys,
That guy's gonna be going for another 30 years strong.
you know
Yeah,
one
it's gonna be the Hugh Hefner of UFC.
No, but guys,
100%.
one thing that I noticed is that like it's good, but then at the same time it's bad. I feel recently like I used to watch UFC since 12 years ago, okay, and in last 2 year, I think for you as a fighter to get to a big fight or a title shot or something, it's required for you to talk shit in Twitter or say this and say that, and maybe it's a good to kind of like hype up a fight, but then at the same time, if a fighter like Charles Oliveira doesn't know how to talk English or talk shit, then it's you know what I mean. It's not. It's
It
not
gets shafted. That's
exactly,
basically-
and then UFC. And also sometimes we see UFC tries to do that, and some fighters, and that's what happens, right? Some fighters think, okay, it's really good to talk shit, and the worst thing I think as a fan is to see someone talking shit for a whole, I don't know, 3 months, and then the guy goes there and he knocks down with a flying knee. So you suck, bro. You don't have to talk shit. You have to prove yourself, and then if you get a couple in, then you can talk.
you
shit.
want to name that fighter?
Ben Ice Cream. Sorry. But but I'm so pissed off with him going to boxing, you don't even know. But anyway, whatever. Don't change the subject.
Man, that guy is so poor. He needs money.
Yeah. Fuck, man. Anyway.
Dana, is this the best you got? Bring him, baby.
No, have you seen the other video that bro? He interrupts Dana White. Like it's and he tries to, bro. The only person, like, not everyone can be a good trash talker. Some people try to copy Conor. I remember, like, you have Conor's sentences that some people try to copy, and the only reason that Conor got famous, it's not because he was good trash talker, because he backed it up. If you don't back it up, there's no point to trash talk. But everyone seems to be doing that. You know what I mean? Like, anyway, whatever.
All right, guys, let's wrap it up for this
Yeah.
week.
Getting a little off topic.
It's getting a little off topic. All right. So tomorrow night it's UFC 258. Set your alarm clocks to wake you up in the middle of fights, and make sure to watch Gilbert Burns versus Kamaru Usman in the main event. And hopefully we have a new welterweight champion, and GSP's record goes untouched.
Hopefully, it's an exciting event.
And
Yeah,
hopefully,
hopefully.
Kevin Gastelum wins this fight too.
Also, don't miss Ricky Simmons.
Oh my god.
All right, guys. As always, don't forget to like, subscribe, follow us on Twitter, get in the comments, let us know what you think of the show, what you think of the fights coming up, and anything else going on in the MMA world. Thank you all so much. Don't forget to give us a thumbs up with your subscriptions with bell notifications turned on. All right, guys. That's all of us from here, 4-5 fans. Thank
Take
you
care,
so
guys.
much. Have a good one. Take care.
Bye-bye.
See you
Bye.
next
Take
week.
care.
سیب میخورم